I have been grinding away at these drafts, having a ton of fun while doing so. Literally, like my workouts have been very bad because I just find myself on my phone at the gym nonstop in one of these drafts. But hell, I mean, I'm having fun. That's all that matters. I'm going to be excited to go through and hop into another 2022 best ball draft for everybody here. And if you have not done so yet, make sure you go down there, drop a like on the video. If you want to hop in this draft, we're going to go over to Best Ball Mania 3. This is the one that's the tournament style contest. Of course, you can go get in just a regular 12-team league if you want, but hell, there's $2 million the first, there's $1 million the second. This is life-changing, okay? Let's go. There's 6 spots left. These get filled up very, very quickly, so I'd imagine that this is gone soon, especially since we're live streaming this. So, of course, please go down there, drop a like on the live stream, subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Go hop into one of these drafts. We got 1 spot left. And like I said, these get filled very quickly. And if you want to get into a draft with us, if you want to go get in a draft in the public lobby, just make sure you go sign up for Underdog Fantasy. That's where this draft is. You can go get into a draft in the public lobby. You can get into a draft with me on the live stream. You can go draft just with your friends, whatever really you want to do. And when you sign up and you use promo code FLOCK, they will match your first deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. On top of that, you will get our 2022 rankings. You will get our 2022 draft guide, rookie draft guide. That is, you'll get our dynasty rankings. You'll get a ton and you'll support this channel, which matters the most. But where are we picking here? Okay, we're picking at the 111. There are a couple interesting things we can do at the 111. I don't necessarily know where we should expect others to go. Okay, let's see. We got Zach drafting next to us. I think Radius is someone we draft with a decent amount. Flocking up, my dude, obviously is a part of the flock. We have JN in here as well. I apologize if I'm missing someone else. Sad to see that Zach is drafted next to us, though. It's usually tough to draft against Zach. Colin says, what's up, man? I drafted next to you in a draft yesterday. Okay, yeah, we didn't get in a live stream draft yesterday just because I was doing a lot, but like I said, we're in these drafts all the time, so I'm sure y'all have been, and hopefully I did not ruin that team that you drafted next to me with yesterday. I think yesterday we actually took a unique build around a Miami Dolphins stack, even though I don't really like the Dolphins. I think we had Tyreek Hill fall to us at the 212 or the 211. Maybe that's a different draft I'm thinking of, but Zach says he can't wait to snipe us all night long. Okay, my friend. This is supposed to be a fun live stream. We're supposed to have a good time here. What are we talking? And holy crap, Jamar Chase at the 103. I do not recommend that. Please don't be taking Jamar Chase at the 103. Don't take Jamar Chase over Cooper Kupp. If this is the new norm, if somehow, some way, Jamar Chase is going to be going over Cooper Kupp in the majority of these drafts, I guess I will never draft Jamar Chase in 2022. I like the player, obviously, but come on. Kupp just put up a historic season at the wide receiver position, and there's not really too many reasons to assume that's going to change. Earlier today, I got Austin Eckler. I believe it was at the 111. It was either at the 110, 111, but it was significantly behind his ADP. I was jumping up and down. We actually ended up stacking him with Keenan Allen in the 3rd, reaching on Justin Herbert in the 4th. That was a beautiful draft. We'll see if we can complete any stacks here. Of course, that's going to be the main goal. Okay, let's figure out where we are going to go. There are 2 players I really got my eyes on. 2 names that I'd be happy. And one of them's gone with Najee Harris. There are 3 names that I'm going to be happy with making it to us at the 111. Joe Mixon's gone at the 109. You're going to find that if you're drafting with us, a part of the flock, Joe Mixon's going to go earlier than some other leagues. Let's see where Zach decides to take this. He goes Lamb. Let's go. Starting this off in the right way. We are going to go Stephon Diggs. Yes, Devontae Adams was one of my most drafted players in the first round last year. Yes, I was soaking up Devontae Adams starting at the 103. At one point, we were taking him at the 102 last season, but hell, I mean, he's now competing for targets with Hunter Renfrow, with Darren Waller, and more importantly, the efficiency of the passing offense he's going to be in is falling off a cliff. If we're looking at Stephon Diggs, he's going up against Dawson Knox. Come on. Dawson Knox, compare him to Darren Waller. And also, he's going up against Gabriel Davis instead of Hunter Renfrow. Not too concerned. We're going to go with Diggs. And, let's go with Kelsey. There's been something I've been looking into lately. that I'm excited to really dive into the research, but essentially, I think a lot of our analysis centered around players, their talent profiles, their opportunity. Maybe it's a little bit overblown. And what I've been finding out a lot is we kind of need to look at those passing offenses. We kind of just need to look at, say, okay, well, we know for a fact Josh Allen's going to be a top 10 quarterback this year in passing yards. We know for a fact Patrick Mahomes is going to be a top 10 quarterback in passing yards. So if we can get their unquestioned top targets in their respective offenses, it's a very good spot to start off with. So we're going to take Stephon Diggs. We're going to take Travis Kelsey at the 1-2 turn. And let me give a shout out to a couple people in the chat. We got Dylan, Mindtrix, DeAndre, Joshua, Lord, Arsenal, Colin, Zach, Joshua, Rahul, Jayan. Hi. Thank y'all again, of course, for supporting the channel. Really hope y'all are enjoying this live stream. If you have not done so already, go down there and drop a like. Okay, Mike Evans at the 206. Okay, Mike Evans, we ranked him aggressively when he was going at the beginning of the third round. If this is where he's going from now on, I don't know how much Mike Evans I'm going to have. Like I was saying, if he was going behind players like Jalen Waddle, I was going to own him in every single draft when we were selecting in that range. But now you're getting these drafts correcting. You're getting Mike Evans moved up to the second. You're getting Keenan Allen moved ahead of those wide receivers as well. Really like to see that. Now, the issue is, what the hell are we doing with these stacks? Because there's approximately a 0% chance, I'm sad to say it, but approximately a 0% chance Josh Allen makes it back to us. Now, if people want to let him, hell, I would love it. I would love to see Allen making it back. However, it's probably not happening. And I don't want to take Mahomes at the 3-4 turn. I really don't want to. Probably are going to be forced to, but it is what it is. And very interesting, Jayan decides to go T. Higgins at the 209. Now, I agree. Tyreek Hill, when I was taking him at the beginning of the second round earlier this offseason, it was horrible. It was a horrible draft pick of me going with Tyreek Hill at the beginning of the second. But to go T. Higgins over him, it does seem a little aggressive. Dylan says, is this Best Ball Mania 3? Yes, sir. This is Best Ball Mania 3. If y'all have not entered in Best Ball Mania 3, I want to give a shout out to Underdog real quick. They launched Best Ball Mania 3, like, was it a week ago? About a week ago, and it's already over 5% filled. Like, how many drafts are going off a day? Thousands and thousands of drafts are going off a day. If you have not signed up for Underdog Fantasy, make sure you do so. Go sign up. Promo code FLOCK. Get that deposit match dollar for dollar up to 100. Support this damn channel. Find the link in the description. Find it in the comment section. You'll also get our 2022 rankings, our dynasty rankings, and there's a value on the board right now. There's a value on the board. Let's see what's going to make it back to us at the 311. Deontay Johnson goes to the 306. Ooh. Okay, DeAndre says Nash is smart too is bad. I agree. I think it was very bad when I was going with Tyreek Hill where I was. Aaron Jones goes off the 307. If Aaron Jones is going off in the middle of the third round in a month from now, I would be so surprised. Aaron Jones will be a player that you are never going to see go off the board in the third round. Probably starting in, I want to say 2 weeks, he's going to be a mid-second round pick. Book it. I can guarantee it. I swear to God. Waddle's gone. Zach, oh my God, come on. Oh, boys. Oh. Okay. Oh my God. It happened. This is the draft that wins it. $2 million. $2 million. If we win $2 million this year, I will tell you all this for a fact. Instead of getting 1 to 2 videos uploaded every single day, instead of live streaming every single night, we'll do 2 streams a day, and I'll do 4 videos a day. I will not sleep whatsoever. We get Allen at the end of the third. Mindtrick says, are you doing another draft after this? Finally 18, want to get in a draft with you. Thank you, my man, of course, for the support. I'm sorry, we're probably not doing another draft today. It's the middle of the May, and y'all know we are going to do over 200 drafts this year. Like, trust me, we have the money loaded up into the account. We are going to fire draft after draft after draft. I apologize. Probably not another one tonight, but we will get another one soon for you. And I think we probably just go Connor here. Like, we need a running back. We have yet to take an RB. We're going to go James Conner. This is someone that we were so dumb with at the beginning of this last year. Whenever he had more touchdowns than receptions, I was saying to go through and sell James Conner in fantasy football, that the production was not sustainable. Then Chase Edmonds goes down. James Conner turns into a top 5 running back. Well, got news for you, ladies and gentlemen. You got Chase Edmonds over to Miami. James Conner's exciting here. We're going to go with him at the 402. Ooh, okay. Let's go through and... God, DeAndre says, let's go. This draft could be epic. Zach says, read my words, brother. You got to bless me back. Okay. Thank you. Of course. And yes, I think this is going to be an epic draft. I titled this a very fun 2022 fantasy football draft. I think we had the foresight knowing it was. Mindtrick says he'll get in the next draft with us. Okay. Happy to see that, my man. Jayan says, I was really getting James Conner at pick 95 in the pre-draft best balls. Oh, dear God. I'm assuming that was before free agency as well, but of course, great pick if you were getting James Conner at pick 95. Amari, Hollywood, Godwin. Right now, this is the worst thing we could see. These wide receivers flying off the board. If you are new to Underdog Fantasy, you are going to see that these wide receivers slide up and love what Eric did here. I'm unsure if Eric's in this live stream. I think he's just hanging out in the public lobby. This is what I did in a draft earlier today at the gym. You go Austin Eckler in the first. We ended up getting Eckler actually at the end of the first, and we didn't take Allen in the second. He fell to us in the third round. I believe we went Deebo Samuel in the second. But yeah, then you have to take Justin Herbert in the third when you are doubling down on that Los Angeles Chargers offense. Hell, it's possible the Chargers are the best offense in the NFL this upcoming season. If that happens and you are able to pair together Eckler, Keenan, and Herbert, that's just a beautiful pathway to upside. Now, you have Courtland Sutton going at the 411, Juju Smith-Schuster. One thing that I did not point out, unsure if this person's a part of the live stream. I think he's also just hanging out in the public lobby. Michael Pittman at pick 32. I have seen Michael Pittman's underdog ADP go through the roof to the point where I'm questioning everything. I'm looking at where we have him ranked in Dynasty, and I'm saying, you know what, it's probably bad. We actually had to move him up a little bit because people are consistently taking Michael Pittman at the end of the third round here. I don't know how I get there with him. Maybe I am just a little bit biased because if I'm looking at Pittman versus Jalen Waddle, while yes, he does have added target competition in Tyreek Hill, he just put up a better season his rookie year than you had from Michael Pittman in year 2, and Waddle was a dramatically better prospect at the same time. Like, I really don't like this value of Michael Pittman at pick 32, but his ADP's pick 36. I was saying I didn't like the draft pick of Michael Pittman when he was going in like the beginning of the 5th round, when he was at the 4 or 5 turn. So clearly I'm looking like an idiot at this point with his ADP skyrocketing, but I think I may just have to double down and saying I'm very rarely going to be drafting Michael Pittman. Now, Jerry Jeudy goes behind Courtland Sutton in this draft. Personally, I could never go through and draft Courtland Sutton ahead of Jeudy. I know that you do have some legal concerns, but last I read, it sounds like you don't really have to worry too much about that anymore. Now, we just have had a ridiculous wide receiver run. J.K. Dobbins going off the board. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's not going to be fun for us to do, but we're probably going to end up having to take running back here, right? Like, if we are getting David Montgomery, Breece Hall falling 10 picks past their ADP, who did JN here take over Breece Hall? He took Allen Robinson. Okay, you know JN just loads up on receivers. That's what he constantly does. Lamar Jackson off the board. That's great for us. Of course, when we have Josh Allen, we're not looking at taking another quarterback. Zach knows that, so I'd be very surprised if he went with a Kyler. Yeah, so he goes Hall. So we're on the clock here. You know what? Here's my dilemma. We obviously need Gabe Davis coming back. You know what? I can't do it. Clearly, a madman would have to think Gabriel Davis is, on average, his median projection is going to be better than Terry McLaurin this upcoming season. Clearly, in a vacuum, you should be way more excited to go out of your way and draft Terry McLaurin than Gabriel Davis. But we have Allen. We have Diggs. Very few teams are going to be able to get that double stack. And we're not just trying to win this 12-team league. Of course, we win this 12-team league, we still get paid. But more importantly, we're trying to have upside to win serious money if we make it to the playoffs. Okay, so now we'll just go Antonio Gibson. Antonio Gibson, you are definitely worried about Antonio Gibson being in a committee this upcoming season. This Washington football team just went out there and drafted Brian Robinson at the end of the third round. This team went out there and re-signed J.D. McKissic. They've never used Antonio Gibson as a pass-catching running back. So that's why we were saying Antonio Gibson had to fall down draft boards when he was going a couple of rounds before this. But if we're going to get him at the 602, it is what it is. Please let me know what y'all thought there. I know so many people are going to be upset with us for taking Gabriel Davis over Terry McLaurin. If you pull up my rankings, I'm going to have Terry McLaurin tiers ahead of Gabriel Davis. It's about getting the double stack. It's about the format. It's about that unique build we are looking for near the end of the season. And Gabriel Davis, we took him at his ADP, so it's not like we reached. King KJ says, been super busy, but I still support my boy. Thanks for all the content in the offseason. No, thank you, my man, for coming out to the live stream. And let me know if y'all want me to do these live streams at night instead of during the day. I've been doing these during the day, but honestly, if y'all are enjoying these enough, I hope I can show y'all how much fun I have making these. I would be willing to go out of our way and stream these every single night going forward. Like every night that I am at my apartment, I would be willing to stream with these. I would be willing to lose some sleep because most of the time I'm in one of these drafts regardless. And hell, maybe if I start drafting one of these every single night, I can stop getting distracted at the gym. I can put the phone down at the gym. So let me know if y'all want me to do this more often, especially if y'all want to get into drafts with us more often. Once we get to August, we are definitely going to be doing these every single night for like 3 to 4 hours a night. But hell, if y'all want them now, we'll do them now. Okay, Bobby says he'll do it every night. DeAndre says Gibson's ceiling is higher than Josh Jacobs. Yeah, I actually don't mind the Jacobs value at all at the 6'10". My issue with Josh Jacobs is looking at Devontae Adams and his historical red zone usage. I'm just assuming that Devontae Adams cuts down to the touchdown upside that Josh Jacobs would have in that offense, which is why I would be willing to go with Gibson. But Josh Jacobs actually did have his best season yet in terms of his receiving game usage last year. Now, you can also blame that on the fact that the number 2 receiving option at points for the Las Vegas Raiders this past season was Bryan Edwards. If you have both Darren Waller and Henry Ruggs out, like, what are we doing here? Are we just going to force feed Hunter Renfrow 20 targets instead of 15? Like, I think Renfrow will take a step back with a healthy Darren Waller, with Devontae Adams coming back over. I think we can also say the same thing about Josh Jacobs in his receiving game usage, but keep in mind, I was all about taking Josh Jacobs when he was falling to the 6th round last year. When he was going to the 6th round last year, that was criminal, but now it's a little bit different. And okay, I think maybe our draft's going to get a little bit ruined here. We had a very fun start, but it looks like maybe our selection of Antonio Gibson wasn't the best, even if we got him in the 6th round. And this is what gets scary in these underdog drafts. Like, all these teams before us, they're solid on receiver. I mean, you got 4, 3, 3, 4 receivers. We're sitting at 2. So this is not a comfortable spot to be in by any means. The question is, do we have the stones to say, hell, I mean, y'all eventually have to stop taking receiver? And we get the added bonus. When we have Josh Allen, when we have Travis Kelsey in this format, we are only drafting 2 quarterbacks. We are only drafting 2 tight ends, and we get to wait on those positions as well. It doesn't even matter if a Dak Prescott makes it to us even in the 8th round, if Dak makes it, we can't draft him. So we are getting the added bonus of only slamming in running backs and receivers. But let's see what happens. Radius is on the clock. He goes Dalton Schultz. Okay, that was his first tight end, obviously, Dalton Schultz. Okay, Zach goes Brandon Ayuk. Okay, we have an easy selection here. We are just going to go Sky Moore. We are going to continue to build on these Chiefs and Bills. Let's continue to add some of the best offenses in the NFL. We're going to get Sky Moore as our wide receiver 3. DeAndre says Gibson could get traded midseason as well. I've seen people making references to Antonio Gibson getting traded. Honestly, I don't think it's happening. Like, to see a running back on that contract get moved in the NFL for anything of significance, like, it just never happens. If someone wants to correct me and point out a time it did, I would be all ears. But I think we're probably going to continue to just stack these offenses. We're going to continue to go out of our way. We are going to add pieces of the best offenses in the NFL to this team. Clyde Edwards-Helaire goes to the 801. If CEH was making it to us, maybe I spoke too soon. Maybe Skill is in this live stream and I didn't know. But I think we would have gone with CEH if he fell here. The question is, do we go Miles Sanders, take our third running back? I think we've passed on receiver too much for us to pass on someone like Tyler Lockett. Now, with Lockett, of course, in a regular fantasy football format, I'm not even really taking him here at the beginning of the 8th, but it's best ball. We've seen Lockett have those spike weeks in previous seasons. We've seen Lockett go in the 3rd round in underdog drafts last year. And of course, you should be a lot less excited about Tyler Lockett this upcoming season with no Russell Wilson. But that's kind of baked into the price here. Everybody in this draft knows that there's no Russell Wilson in Seattle. That's why Tyler Lockett is going at the beginning of the 8th round. It is what it is. We need wide receivers. We're going to take Lockett. Maybe we could have talked ourselves into going with a Christian Watson. I will be drafting Christian Watson in a lot of these. I guarantee you that, but this is pretty much the latest I've seen. Zach says, can't believe I just took Dak. Oh, yeah, you already had Hurts as well. I'd imagine that this team that took Dalton Schultz right before you, yeah, they 100% wanted Dak Prescott. I mean, you go through this, they had Dalton Schultz at the 709. I guess, Zach, you took Lamb. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world if you're going to be double dipping on at least the stack. Of course, you are never going to be looking at the quarterback position ever again. You don't like the fact that you took Jalen Hurts probably at the 603. But Dak's fine value at the 803, especially when you took Lamb in the 1st. Okay. Dallas Goedert at the 808. Miles Sanders at the 807. Let me know, would you all have been more excited about this team if we had Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the 8th or if we had Tyler Lockett? Of course, we didn't have the option to go CH. He goes one pick before us. But hell, maybe it would have happened. Now we have a little bit of a run on running backs. You got Kenneth Walker, Miles Sanders, Kareem Hunt goes at the 809. Jayan says he forgot he had Chubb. One thing that I will say is in your regular fantasy football league, I don't necessarily think it's a good idea to handcuff. I have heard arguments in underdog with this tournament style that it may be worth it, because go through this hypothetical. And I'm not saying we're going out of our way to do this, but I'm saying it's at least worth giving some thought to. If you are drafting on underdog, and we know that it pretty much is a regular fantasy football league through the regular season, then 1st and 2nd get paid, and then you are entered into pretty much a large field DFS type style tournament. If you are in that setting and say you draft both Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, and let's say Nick Chubb all of a sudden becomes that 3-down workhorse. Nick Chubb goes and he finally takes over on 3rd down somehow, some way, and he becomes a top 3 running back in fantasy. And if you want to have a roster making it to the playoffs, you need a Nick Chubb on it. He stayed healthy through the entire regular season. But the last game, he goes through and he rolls his ankle. And all of a sudden, Kareem Hunt is sliding in there. And with this unique setting, when you're having to think about ownership percentages, all of a sudden, nobody else in that tournament would really have Kareem Hunt. It's just something to think about. I will say, I think stacking in this format in particular, handcuffing in this format in particular is not as bad as it would be in a regular fantasy football league. Okay. So we're pulling up to the 9-11. I'm honestly kind of fine with any of these players. Okay, so we know Zach is not going quarterback. Radius has Stafford. I'd imagine skill here goes with Derek Carr because they took Darren Waller in the 3rd. So if we assume that they're going with a quarterback, let's walk through this. Skillett is going to be going QB, I'd imagine, with Derek Carr. Of course, I could be wrong. but he's most likely going to go QB. If he even wants to grab one of these running backs, I don't necessarily think you can have a preference between Singletary and James Cook. We've talked about before going through and building on these same offenses. So we are going to be, I guess, looking at Marquez Valdes-Scantling as the highest ranked wide receiver, very similar to Lockett. You're not nearly as excited about Marquez Valdes-Scantling in a regular fantasy football format, but in a best ball league, when you don't have to predict his spike weeks, you are going to be way more excited because he's that deep threat now for Mahomes. We already have Travis Kelsey on this team. We have Sky Moore. So we have an onslaught of Buffalo Bills and Kansas City Chiefs. This may be honestly my best draft we've ever had on Underdog. Out of like God knows how many drafts we've done, this may be the best one. Yeah, so skill set, he ends up going Derek Carr, kind of as expected. Here, I'm going to throw this next draft pick to the chat. Well, let's Skillet take his guy, whoever it may be. We have 5 receivers. We've caught up on a receiver, I want to believe. Okay, he goes Boyd. Spam in the chat right now. Singletary or James Cook? Who do you want? That's who we're taking. Just spam it in the chat as fast as possible. We're going after those Buffalo stacks. We looked at Skillet and realized there's no way in hell that he was going to be going out of his way taking both running backs when you had Derek Carr on the board. So now we are going to get one of the Buffalo players making it back to us. Okay, we got Cook, Singletary, Cook. Some people saying Chase Edmonds. Oh my. I'm sorry, boys. I am sorry. That one's on me, okay? That one's on me. I tried to toss you all the pick. I tried my best. And apparently, I just can't get it off. It is what it is. I would have gone James Cook for y'all. But we got autoed Devin Singletary. As y'all can tell, I don't have a preference between either two running back. I think they'll be playing in a committee here in Buffalo. And we got Josh Allen. We got Stephon Diggs. We got Gabriel Davis. We have now Devin Singletary. So we are just continuing to build on this Buffalo Bills, Kansas City Chiefs onslaught everywhere we can. Of course, Singletary, not a talented running back. Neither is James Cook. I will say that right now. I don't think either player is particularly good at the game of football. But what I can say is we are betting that this team leads the NFL in points scored. We are going out of our way betting that the Bills are first in points scored. The Chiefs are second. If that happens, good luck taking us down. Good luck. Edmonds at the 10:08. And now we have to go for some one-offs. I don't think we can just continue to take Bills and Chiefs players like it's going out of style. Let's see what Jan has done so far. Actually, I forgot. On the app, you can just click their name and it pops up their entire team. I guess we can scroll up, check out Jan. Cup in the first. Higgins in the second. I can't get there. I like Higgins, but to take him over Tyreek, even though Tyreek's in that piss poor offense, I don't know if I can do it. I really like Chubb in the third, Juju in the fourth, A-Rob in the fifth. Personally, I think whenever I'm here in the fifth round, I'm probably not going Allen Robinson. I'm probably taking one of these running backs. Like, would you rather have Allen Robinson and Kareem Hunt, or would you rather have J.K. Dobbins, Robert Woods, or Breece Hall, Christian Watson? I'm probably taking one of the running backs there in the middle of the fifth round, but it is what it is. I think you can make an argument for either. Okay. So you got Tim Patrick, Rondale Moore going off the board at the end of the 10th. Robert Tonyan at the 11:01. This is the team that they are actually building that Green Bay Packers onslaught. They have Watson, Aaron Rodgers, and now Robert Tonyan. Pat Frymuth goes to the 11:03. It's good for us. We like to see these tight ends off the board. When we have Travis Kelsey, we are going through and making that bet that Kelsey stays healthy all season. And we've seen it before. Now you have no Tyreek Hill. I think it's probably a safe bet to say that Travis Kelsey is the tight end one in fantasy. Thomas says, take Drew Brees at the end. What are people talking about with this Drew Brees mess? I heard this on just like a common sports podcast. People not really knowing what they're doing. Yeah. I think what ended up happening is Brees was bad in the booth, which pretty much everybody saw, and he left. Like, I'd be very surprised if Brees is coming back. And a big thing is also, if you think about it, these drafts are going to be going off for months. So if you're able to nail the Breeze pick, like, is it that much of a benefit for you? Okay, so now we are going to be pick 131. We can kind of go any direction that we would like. Irv Smith Jr. goes here. We have Sky Moore. We have Marquez Valdes-Scantling. We have Kelsey. At some point, we have to stop. At some point, we have to stop taking Chiefs. This may be that point. We're going to go Ramondre Stevenson. I'm fine with him as our running back 4. Like, it's very hard. You know what? Yeah, McCole Hardman goes. If we were to take McCole Hardman, we would have had legitimately every Kansas City Chiefs pass catcher. Every single one. But that's not our game plan here. It's not our game plan. Okay, so I know people are spazzing about Michael Carter being available here. And what did I tell all the Michael Carter truthers? The second Breece Hall got drafted there, and everybody was still saying, oh, no, Michael Carter's going to have a role. We were saying he needed to be going behind Alexander Mattison. We were saying he needed to be going behind those elite handcuff running backs like Tony Pollard. He's fallen a considerable amount. And now, you know what? We're going to reach according to ADP. We need a receiver. Don't hate me for it. George Pickens has more talent in his left pinky than Jamison Crowder has in his entire body. I hear you. I agree with you. I'm right there with you. But what has to happen for this team to win? What has to happen for this team to have any shot at $2 million? We have to have the Buffalo Bills as the best offense in football. We took Josh Allen in the 3rd. We took Stephon Diggs in the 1st. Gabe Davis in the 5th. Singletary in the 10th. We're going Jamison Crowder in the 12th. George Pickens is a way better receiver. And in the majority of these leagues, I promise you, we'll be taking Pickens. But not in the leagues where we have Josh Allen. Jarvis Landry goes to the 1205. Interesting. I think George Pickens is a great value here. Maybe it's just the dynasty player in me. Maybe I just have a hard time separating dynasty and best ball. But it is what it is. JN is mad at Zach for going through and sniping him yet again. Let's go through. Bobby says, Rojo, the thing is we have to go receiver. Like with our build, I mean, we've already gone through and we've already stacked up running back after running back. We have 4 of them on this roster in a best ball format where you have to start 3 and you have the additional flex. Our hands forced at this spot to go with a wide receiver. The question is, are we going with Jamison Crowder? Are we going with George Pickens? The majority of drafts, trust me, I'll be going with George Pickens. I agree with you. In a best ball format where we're looking for those spike weeks in that playoff setting, I think we are going to go with Crowder. Thomas says, what happened to the idea of drafting the cheapest Patriots running back, Strong, going way late? Strong is an elite level athlete as well. Let me pull this up. Where did Strong go? I think he went in the 5th round of the draft. No, at the end of the 4th. 4.37 40. The man's 23 years old, but hell, Damian Harris was an old man whenever they drafted him as well. BMI 28.9, 207 pounds. I like it. Is Pure Strong even being drafted in these? Nicholas says, keep 4, Dalvin, Najee, Jamar, Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown, Mark Andrews. If you're playing in a keep 4 league, I'm going to treat it more like a redraft than I would a dynasty. I would most likely go with Jamar Chase, Najee Harris, Dalvin Cook, and probably Mark Andrews. I'd probably be letting go of Tyreek Hill and AJ Brown. Okay, Michael Carter finally goes at the 12. If you think Michael Carter should have gone rounds before, if you think Michael Carter should still be going in the 8th round, I got news for you. Go sign up for Underdog Fantasy. Go use promo code FLOCK. You can find the link in the live chat. You can find it in the description of the video. And when you sign up and you use promo code FLOCK, they'll not only match your deposit dollar for dollar up to $100, but at the same time, you'll get our rankings. So you can just look at them, laugh at them, throw them in the garbage. And you can go out of your way and you can draft Michael Carter in the 8th round every single draft. Not only are you going to be printing money with your sign-up bonus, but you'll be printing money off of every idiot in these draft rooms. That allows Michael Carter to fall to the 12-13 turn. Of course, I'm not saying that Michael Carter should be going much earlier than that, but I know a lot of people are going to have strong feelings about Michael Carter making it to that pick. Okay, so David Njoku goes in the 13th. Thomas says Strong goes undrafted most of the time. I think Strong would definitely be an interesting pick there. I mean, if you're just looking at the idea of possibly Damian Harris going down, then if Pierre Strong steps into a role over Ramondre Stevenson, which would be unlikely but possible. Okay, so now let's see what's happening. We have 1 quarterback, 4 running backs, 6 receivers, and a tight end. This is why we had to go with the receiver with our last pick. I understand that people wanted us to go with Ronald Jones, but we're looking at Corey Davis, Will Fuller, and KJ Osborne here. I don't necessarily think that we can make an argument that any of these players are really exciting at all. So there's one name that I'm dying to get to us. And he goes at the 1309. Great pick by Radius. I mean, if we would have got Rachaad White as our running back 5, I would have been jumping up and down with joy. Now, where do we go? Who can we pick here? We probably just default have to go receiver. Corey Davis, the wide receiver. Oh my God. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Corey Davis. Pick 155. ADP of 151. The unsexiest pick you will ever see. The most boring pick you will ever see. But we needed a wide receiver. Now you have Matt Ryan going over Tua. Oh. If y'all don't know, I hate Alec Pierce. I hate Alec Pierce with a passion. Whenever he was going in the 18th round, I was saying that he was the best value in these drafts. But I still don't like the guy. I don't even know if we can take Alec Pierce here. Okay, we have Connor, Antonio Gibson, Devin Singletary, Ramondre. I don't want to. I really don't. We're going to do it. I'm throwing in the towel. With Alec Pierce, he would be better in best ball than Dynasty. I will admit that. If you're looking at Alec Pierce, he is a good athlete. He does supposedly have upside down the field. I don't buy it. I don't see it. I think Jalen Tolbert is a better pick. Like, if we're going to be completely honest, I think Tolbert is a better player than Alec Pierce. I think Zach makes a fantastic selection here when he has Dak Prescott, when he has CeeDee Lamb. We needed to go wide receiver. I don't like Alec Pierce. Unproductive. All 4 years in college. Declares late for the NFL draft, of course, but he does get second round capital. He does have absolutely no competition for targets in the slightest. So we'll take him there. Derek says, keep 2, cut 1. Joe Horn, Devery Henderson, Marquez Colston, trying to hit the nuts on the Breeze stack. My man. Of course, thank you for supporting the channel. I wish I had something witty to come back with you at, but I'm all over the place right now. I appreciate you. Thank you. And we got Tolbert, Will Fuller, Marvin Jones, Odell Beckham Jr. So seeing these wide receivers go off the board, it does make me feel a little good about myself. Not going to lie. Even though probably going to cry myself to sleep. Like, you know what's going to be so sad? If I'm recapping this year and we look at a team that made it to the last round of the best ball tournament and we see that Jalen Tolbert takes over in Dallas. You have Michael Gallup going down and Tolbert has a random spike week with 6 receptions, 2 receiving touchdowns, and 120 receiving yards. And he would have slid into our flex and we would have won $2 million. Yet instead, we took Alec Pierce. Made the mistake of our lifetime. Probably not going to happen, but a possibility. Okay. Zach is asking a good question. How is Tua Tagovailoa still available? I agree. I do not think Tua Tagovailoa is a good quarterback. I will say that right now. But Tua has an ADP, I believe, a pick 128. Let's look at where Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle went in this draft. Tyreek Hill at the 210, pick 22. Jalen Waddle, pick 33. Gesicki went in a decent range as well. Mike Gesicki pick 125. If you took Tua Tagovailoa at the end of the second, how are you not taking? How are you taking? I believe this person took Darrell Henderson over him. How's that possible? Noah Fant goes to the 1502. John Mechie at the 1503. These receivers continue to fly. JN finally takes Tua Tagovailoa. I would have taken Tua. If you would have made it to us at the end of the 15th, I would have gone with him. Okay. AJ Green at the 1506. Let's see. The quarterback that we take in reality is not really going to make a massive difference just because we have Allen. We've pretty much bet the entire farm on Josh Allen. Like, if Josh Allen went down just for a month, if Josh Allen rolled his ankle for a month, this team has a 0% chance of doing anything. This team's getting last. So we already have all our eggs in the Josh Allen basket. Now, with that being said, Zach Wilson has an ADP pick 151. Skillett took Derek Carr, Matt Ryan. Zach can't take a quarterback. He has Jalen Hurts, Derek Carr. Brady's, I don't know if they would. They have Stafford and Fields. We may end up getting stuck and holding the bag here on Zach Wilson. We did take Corey Davis. We did take Corey Davis. These running backs are about the same to me. Yeah, I guess we take Zach Wilson. I've been on record saying Zach Wilson is a bad quarterback, and dear God, you should see the messages I get when I say that about Zach Wilson. Just by saying Zach Wilson's a bad quarterback, and I don't say he's a horrible quarterback. He was horrible last year. Don't get it twisted. Just say he's a bad quarterback. I get the meanest messages you will ever read. But if I'm going to be able to take him pick 179, hell, I'll do it. Now, I have a dilemma. Kenneth Gainwell. It's a running back that was used in the receiving game last year in Philadelphia. A running back that was used as well at the goal line. However, Tyrion Davis-Price is a running back that we put on the thumbnail. Thomas made a thumbnail with Tyrion Davis-Price, and I guess we have to disrespect Thomas. I guess we have to go with Kenneth Gainwell. Like, come on, Kenneth Gainwell, pick 162. This is a team that was dead last in pass attempts, the Philadelphia Eagles last year. This is a team that wants to run the ball over and over and over and over again. Yes, Jalen Hurts will be vulturing a ton at the goal line. 100%. Jalen Hurts is probably going to lead this team in rushing touchdowns. But still, at the 1602, I will be fine with that Kenneth Gainwell selection. Thomas says TikTokers don't count as real commenters. Oh, yeah. Thomas has a point here. If y'all, before somehow our TikTok got taken down, dear God, I don't know how that happened, but you should have read the comments that I had in the TikTok section. Like, people were coming for me. They were coming for my family. They were on the hunt. And I don't know why. I don't know if I just have a hateable face or something. Let's scroll this up so everybody can see the draft board. Wan'Dale Robinson, 1605. Like, I honestly like Wan'Dale Robinson more than Alec Pierce. It does come down to an ADP thing at the end of the day, though. If we're going to draft 200 of these teams, I kind of have to look at Alec Pierce and some point say, you know what, he's an intriguing buy. And real quick, we just passed 100 likes in the live stream. Thank you so much for everybody going down there and dropping a like in the stream. I truly appreciate all of you. I really hope that y'all are enjoying this live stream. And please, if there's ever anything I can do to improve for you, regardless of what it is, do not hesitate to let me know. If I can do anything to improve to you, please feel free to reach out to me. I would genuinely appreciate it. Okay. Now, Donta Foreman, you knew JN was taking him here in the 16th. We have Jamal Williams, Tyrion Davis-Price, also in the middle of the 16th. Okay, Nico Collins at the 16-10. Interesting pick there with Nico Collins. I mean, if you're looking at John Mechie does profile to be more of a slow slot wide receiver, which can still be hyper-productive in fantasy, but I don't necessarily think he plays the exact same role as Nico Collins. Brandon Cooks is one shot to the head of being done with football. Trust me, I love Brandon Cooks. I would never want to wish that on the man. Brandon Cooks used to be my Twitter avatar for God knows how long, but there is some injury risk there. And if that were to occur, all of a sudden you have Nico Collins playing damn near every single snap. Okay, so you have Zamir White, Matt Breida, J.D. McKissick. You know what? We have to go tight end. We have to take a tight end with either a 17th or 18th pick. And we also have to go probably one more receiver. Our wide receiver room is very weak. Like, let's kind of recap what we have here. Okay. So, wide receiver, Diggs, Gabriel Davis, Sky Moore, Tyler Lockett, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, Jamison Crowder, Corey Davis, Alec Pierce. Running back, Connor Gibson, Singletary, Ramondre Stevenson, and Kenneth Gainwell. Dear God. This is why I usually don't draft quarterback and tight end early. Because you always feel so gross. You always feel so gross looking back on your team. Yeah, these quarterbacks continue to fall. I guess that Zach Wilson pick that we had was probably just bad. It's probably just a bad selection. Okay, so scrolling through, trying to find some names that aren't necessarily being drafted in every draft. Tight end, Evan Ingram, 188. If Evan Ingram paid me half his contract this upcoming season, he still probably owes me money for how much money I've lost on Evan Ingram. Like, I've lost an absurd amount of money on Ingram. Okay. Kendrick Bourne at the 1710. Okay, we're not taking tight end here. Skillett already has 3 tight ends. If we were to go receiver, we're trying to take someone that's not being drafted in every draft. We're going to go Thornton. He's not being drafted in every draft. He is just that speedy field stretching wide receiver that's just going to stretch the defense in New England. I mean, not necessarily going to profile to see a ton of targets. Was drafted in the second round, but that was just because of speed this upcoming season. Not an exciting prospect by any means. I think if you're looking at raw point projections, you probably prefer James Washington. You probably prefer someone like Sterling Shepard. However, we are trying to pick a player that nobody else is really going to have in these contests. And James Washington is going to be drafted in 100 of these, whereas you're going to see Thornton drafted in about probably 30% of these. So there's a big difference between the two. And we'll just go Evan Ingram. I mean, his ADP is 188. We need a second tight end. We'll go Evan Ingram there. Jayan says, greatest draft. Let me go through and pull this up. I thought we just looked at this. We'll do it again regardless. Okay, so this is the draft from the 104. Cooper Kupp, 10 out of 10. Very few teams are ever going to get Cooper Kupp at the 104. T. Higgins, as I've said, I prefer Hill, Chubb, like it. Juju, like it. A-Rob, as I said, I probably prefer going running back there, regardless of if you want Dobbins, Zeke, David Montgomery, Breece Hall, your choice. And then instead of taking maybe Kareem Hunt in the 8th, going instead with a Christian Watson, I think I would prefer that. Probably that route of decision making. And then with Deshaun Watson, continue to double down on Cleveland, Kenny Golladay, Jacoby Myers. I really don't like these picks. I think you were doing these picks just to get cute, to be honest. Like, once you take that many receivers in a row, like, the reason you're doing so is because the running backs in this range look more appealing. Like, I think Melvin Gordon looks more appealing than Kenny Golladay. I think Dameon Pierce, Alexander Madison look more appealing than Jacoby Myers. So I think that's a mistake. I think once you get to that range, you were just being cute, taking wide receivers just for the hell of it. David Njoku, Tyler Higbee, Tua Tagovailoa, Donta Foreman, Keontae Ingram. Interesting. Sony Michel at 18. I do like the Sony Michel pick in the 18th. I will say that. War Rocket says, are you doing another draft, Mason? No, I'm not going to do another draft. I will tell you, though, based on the support y'all showed this live stream literally got over 100 likes. I will go through and I will get these going way more often. We've been doing like 2 or 3 of these a week. I'll bump it up to where we're getting like 4 or 5. I'm going to try to do every night. I'm actually taking my family to Universal in 2 days. So I'm having to travel to go see them tomorrow. So I'm not going to be able to live stream tomorrow night. I probably won't make it back downtown until Wednesday late. So probably not going to live stream. I'll probably start these live streams back up. Maybe we'll do a Thursday night live stream, a Sunday, Saturday live stream, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Next week, I'll try to get a live stream going for y'all every single week. Of course, thank you so much for coming out. I appreciate all of you here. Go use promo code FLOCK and Underdog Fantasy so you can prepare to get in some drafts with us, or just go get in drafts in the public lobby if you're scared of us, which I don't understand. I don't understand. But all jokes aside, thank y'all again. I appreciate y'all and I hope you have